Missouri Senator Kit Bond continues to be one of the most vocal supporters of the war in Iraq. He spent this weekend in that country to assess for himself the status of this war. He also took a few minutes out for a couple of interviews with Fox News to bash Democrats who say it's time to pull out.
The Democrats are now considering a move that would deauthorize the war in Iraq. One of the leading voices is Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. Right now, senior Republicans on the Senate Intelligence Committee are on the ground in Iraq. They're part of a special fact-finding mission, and Senator Kit Bond joins us on the phone from Baghdad. Good afternoon, Senator.
Good afternoon, Catherine. It's good to be with you.
Certainly. What are some of the striking things that you're seeing on the ground there that you were not expecting?
Well, since I was last year, I've seen some encouraging signs of progress. We obviously haven't won the battle completely, but in the areas where Iraqi troops with U.S. soldiers and police embedded have gone into areas where there have been high levels of sectarian killing, the killings have dropped by more than half in some areas. That's number one. So the surge and hold, the clear and hold part is working. And also in some of the outlying areas where the Sunnis are dominant, we've seen signs that the local sheikhs are now working with us because they've had too many of their fellow tribesmen killed by al-Qaeda, and they're beginning to realize that al-Qaeda is not the way they can secure peace and security for their tribes and themselves, and they are working with us in a really a welcome and new direction.
Senator, the soldiers there must be aware of the debate that's going on in Washington and perhaps even some new moves by the Democrats to deauthorize the war. What have they told you about that?
Well, I tell you, there are some very strong views that the troops in the field have told me. I'd say the strongest is how can somebody in Washington tell us we have lost the war or are about to lose the war when we're over here under fire, our lives in danger, fighting for the United States. The war is not won, but it certainly is not lost. And we can't understand why they're undercutting us.
Is it the comment by the Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid that the war is lost? Is that really the point that is resonating with them?
Oh, that one, that really brings them out with. They're all very pleasant and courteous in their conversation, but that raises hackles. And they also want to know why we can't get them the money for the new mine-resistant ambush protective vehicles that significantly lessen deaths from the roadside improvised explosive devices.
And so, sir, they're saying to you that they see the holdup in the funding as limiting their access to potentially life-saving equipment on the ground.
And that's true. Every day that we can't pass and sign send an acceptable bill to the president for his signature, that's another day that MRAPs are delayed. There's over $3 billion in there to purchase MRAPs that are badly needed. They won't come all at once, but they're not going to start coming until we pass a bill that the president can sign.
Senator Bond, thank you for joining us live on the phone from Baghdad.
Catherine, thank you very much for your good coverage.